All right, question number 8. We got 9 parts. It says it's well documented that active maternal smoking during pregnancy is associated with lower birth rates. Researchers wanted to determine if there was a relationship between parental smoking habits and birth rates. The researchers administered a questionnaire to each parent of newborn infants. One question asked whether the individual smoked regularly. Because the survey was administered within 15 days of birth, it was assumed that any regular smokers were also smoked during pregnancy. Birth weights for the babies in grams of non-smoking mothers was obtained and divided into 2 groups: non-smoking fathers and smoking fathers. The accompanying data represent the data collected by the researchers, and they concluded that the birth weight of babies whose fathers smoked was less than the birth weight of babies whose fathers did not smoke. And we're going to complete parts A through G. So A wants to know, is this an observational study or a design? So this is kind of reviewing the type of statistical study. This would be observational. We didn't pick an experimental or control group. We did not intentionally change the factors. Part B, what is the explanatory variable? What's the response? So explanatory and response are similar to cause and effect, but you don't want to say cause and effect. Explanatory explains why we're seeing a lower birth rate. So the explanatory was the father smoked or not, whether or not the father smoked, and then the response is going to be the birth weight. Part C wants to know, can we think of any lurking variables that may affect the study? Select all that apply. Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I would almost want to say father's weight because genetics, but not necessarily. Definitely the mother's exercise habits, receiving parental care, I would say, prenatal care, sorry, said that completely wrong. Prenatal care will definitely help the baby, and the mother's eating habits. So I think all of these will probably definitely affect and could be some variables that make a difference in the study. Part D says, in the article, the researchers stated birth weights were adjusted for possible co-founders. What does that mean, co-founders? So things that could confuse, the results. So researchers attempted to adjust the weight for any variables that may be related to birth. That seems reasonable. Researchers adjusted their variables that may be related to non-smokers, attempted to adjust their results related to the father's weight, and attempting to adjust their results for any variables that may be related to smokers. So any variables that also may be related to birth weight, kind of like the ones we picked above. E wants us to determine the summary statistics, so the mean, median, standard deviation, and quartiles for each group. Okay, so let's go to the data. We're going to copy that. Let's do it in Excel. I think I can do it a little bit quicker in Excel. Is this the right data? 2 4 1 2 6. It starts in 3794. This is weights in grams. Okay, this looks good. Okay, so we want to find, I'm going to do the non-smokers first. Is that what they're asking me? Non-smokers, yeah. So I'm going to do the mean. We're going to do median, standard deviation, abbreviated SD, and Q1, and Q3. Copy, paste those right there. Okay. We are going to click here. We're going to go to formulas, more functions, statistical, and the second one is going to give us the average. Tell it which array we're looking at. We're looking for all of these. Click OK, and it gives me the average. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag across. It's going to give me the average. Just double check. It's going to tell me B2 through B31, which is good. More functions, statistical. I think we might have one for median. I don't think I've done it this way. Median, right here. So it can give us the median. Again, click the array that we want. And then if I just click that corner box and drag it across, that will give me the median for both data sets. Standard deviation. We're going to do sample standard deviation. We don't have all the weights of every baby ever born for a time period, so this is only going to represent a sample. Click and drag across. And quartiles, function statistical. Let's go down to Q. So we could probably do it with percentiles. That's similar. Q, here we go, quartile. So we're going to do an array. So first, they got two boxes. You got to pick the array and then the number quartile you want. So I'm going to drag this to be my array. And then the quartile that I want is the first quartile. So it tells us 0 minimum, 1 is Q1, 2 is the median, and so forth and so on. So that should give me the first quartile. If I drag that across, that's great. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing one more time for the third quartile. We want, again, this array. And then we're going to click 3 because we want the third quartile. And I'm going to click and drag this across. Okay, so here's all my data. And I just got to input it into the boxes. So the mean, we want to round to 1 decimal place. Okay, so 3663.8. The median was 3678.5. The standard deviation was 349.9. First quartile, here's Q1 right below it, 3434.8. 3434.8 when you round in 1 decimal place. 3434.8. And then the third quartile, 3949. So all of that's good. And then we're going to do the same thing for smokers. So we'll input those values. Mean 3455.2. Median 3480.5. Standard deviation 450.6. First quartile 3105.3 when rounded, 3105.3. And then the third quartile, 3838. And then F, it says interpret the first quartile for both smokers and non-smokers. That's still going to be 25%, have a weight less or equal to the first quartile, 75 have greater, so that would work. Draw side-by-side box plot. Does the side-by-side box plot confirm any conclusions? So, we know the non-smokers had lower weight. I hadn't done the box plots. I would either guess A. That's the only one that shows lower, but let's copy it in StatCrunch. And let's do graph, and let's do box plot. I know it can be done in Excel, but and then let's do it again. This does it much faster here. So here are my two box plots. So variable 1, this is the smokers, variable 2 is the non-smokers. So they both start roughly about 3,000. So actually, let me line this up. So this is the 3,000 mark here. Variable 2. So variable 1 was the non-smokers. Non-smokers have higher weight, which what we thought in the smokers here. So we actually got it flip-flopped. They want, no, we got it right. Non-smokers on top. Sorry. So we want it to look like that. Non-smokers higher weight. C looks like the best one. Does the side-by-side box plot confirm the conclusions of the study? The box plot confirms the median significantly less. For non-smokers, nope. Box plots did not confirm. I think it does. The box plot confirms the study. The median for smokers is significantly more. Let me see. Let me see. The box plot confirms the median for smokers is less. Yes, the median for smokers is less than non-smokers. It's going to be correct. And that'll do that one.